Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 12, Episode 16. Okay? If you have not done so already, please come on me to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird, JayBird, dun 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 dun, and all that goodness and stuff. My neighbor getting kidnapped upstairs right now, but I don't care. So I'm gonna censor myself, censor yourself too, and stuff. Okay. You can also like, comment, and share this video. You can follow me on IG and or Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. Okay. Now let's get into it. So we see the ladies is at Eva's baby shower. Cynthia plans it. Eva's like, oh, I couldn't believe that 2 years ago when I met Cynthia, we was at that party and I was telling people that her boyfriend wasn't really her boyfriend and had other girlfriend and I was being shady. I would have never guessed from that moment that 2 years later she would be planning my baby shower of my third baby. Okay, Eva, we get that. Now, Portia was Portia, Nene, Cynthia, Tanya, Kenya, Marlo, Candy. Shamia was there. Cynthia's sister was Mallory was there too, and everything. You know what I'm saying? They came and they left. So, because people was coming at different times. We see Nene there. Okay, Nene there, and she's like, oh, we know this ain't Eva's house because Eva be moving from box to box. I'm like, Nene, you was a shady bitch. Mainly because why come to someone's baby shower and be tossing jabs like that? And that's the issue I have with Nene. She tried to act so innocent, but she isn't. And I'm pretty sure at the reunion she's gonna say, oh, that was just me being, it was just a little some bitch, don't come to my baby shower if you don't mean me well, okay? And if you're talking about me moving from pillar to post or from box to box, you don't like me, don't come. Stay at home with Greg, okay? Anyway, she then brings up the whole couple's bowling party, and when she came in, how Kenya was so quiet, and whenever Mark's around, Kenya's a whole different person. Kenya isn't herself in front of her husband. Nene, you ain't yourself 80% of the time, okay? You are fake and phony most of the time, and you're always crying victim. So my thing is Kenya, very, very, very submissive around Mark? She is. But we don't like either of y'all for the same reasons. Y'all both be on some bullshit. But guess what? I digress, okay? She goes into how, I'm gonna come to the event, okay, but I'm coming to support Greg, who supported Mark. So we're coming to support Mark, not Kenya. I feel like this. The same way that they're going to support Mark and not Kenya, it's the same way that Kenya invited Greg and not Nene. It didn't mean per se that Nene wasn't invited. It meant I'm inviting your husband, who I know that you are an extension of. Meaning I know if he come, you will come too. Okay, even though I don't like you, I don't want you there, but I feel like y'all both do not like each other. It's not as if, it's stupidness. It's dumbness on both sides, but neither one of them is innocent in their disdain for the other. So Nene making it seem as if, I'm only going to support Mark, not Kenya. Well, Kenya invited Greg and not you for that exact same reason, because y'all don't like each other, okay? She then goes on to say, well, I extended an olive branch to Kenya, okay? I tried to talk to her at the event, but she don't like you, Nene, bitch. She doesn't like you, okay? She then shows the text that she sent to Kenya back in April, okay? And in the text, girl, Kenya, life is so short. It is so short, okay? And after going I went to Kim Porter's funeral. Nipsey Hussle died. Jesus was on the cross and he died. Mufasa died. Bambi Mama died. Everybody died, and now I'm so sad. And because all these people have passed away, okay, all these people have passed away, so we should be friends. I have a whole baby gift for you too. The issue I have with the text that Nene showed us was that she never said the things I have said to you that offended you. I apologize because life was so short. You know what I'm saying? You cannot want to kind of squash beef with somebody but not acknowledge the reason y'all have so much beef. It would have been easy just to say all the things, not even all, anything I have ever said or done to you that you took offense to, I fully acknowledge my wrong and I can fully apologize to you because life is so short. When you extending an olive branch, a part of that is owning your part in it. Nene don't want to do that, but she wants to make it seem as if because she went to one funeral and Nipsey Hussle passed away, oh, now whatever I've done to be washed clean, I don't have to apologize. We should be friends. No, bitch. No, because the one thing that we know King is pissed about is Nene calling her like a buffalo when she was pregnant. That's the crazy part. But I cannot. Who can see a text like that and not respond? Someone who don't like you and who you have never fully apologized to. But the fact that I doubt that Kenya would then apologize to Nene for anything she may have said or done that offended Nene is the reason that these two people beefing is stupid. Okay, what is it? Stupid, stupid, stupid. So we then see Kenya come in there after they all chit-chatting and jaw-jacking. But let me tell y'all a couple of little ambiance pictures of the baby shower. Okay, we see Candy was there. You know what I'm saying? Kenya, it's a sunflower vibe. You see Eva's picture in the back with a part of the ambiance. Okay, now I only got 3 pictures though, so don't get your hopes all up, y'all. I ain't got everything. Okay, it was the outside of it all. Okay, the whole sunflower of it all. We see Eva in her white dress of it all, and that's Portia in her bright flowery color dress of it all. So just of it all. Okay, but again, the ambiance of it all was great. Okay, and I think it was real cute to be outside. Cynthia and whoever else helped her did great. I think Marlo looks great. That should be all about it. I loved Marlo's look. It was very much so, sunflower-ish or whatever. That's all I have. Anyway, so Kenya gets there and everything, and she's like, I can't control the guest list of any events, but I can control who I interact with. You can also learn to control your actions. Okay, but that comes later. Anyway, they all sitting down and chit-chatting, jaw-jacking and everything, and, they get on the food, that thing, how good the food looks and everything, and Kenya then brings up how Mark is always on her because she never has food to feed him because he isn't a real husband and she's not a real wife. Okay, and then really, you don't have no food in your house. And Tanya then mentioned, next to I love you, the next best thing to your person is him saying, are you hungry? Can I feed you? What's going on? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Tanya, of course, Tanya has time to cook for what's his name? For Paul. He's just her fiance. I'm too busy. I have a husband. I have a baby. So I don't have time for all that. And if she's always cooking for Paul, why is she out here looking for cookies? I'm like, Kenya, bitch, your husband doesn't even live in your state, okay? Your husband don't even come visit you that often. Your husband don't even like you, okay? Your baby seems to be with the babysitter a lot, but I digress. My thing is, you can't make it seem as if because the title of Mark is husband and the title of Park is fiance, the title of Paul is fiance, that you have more things to do with your husband who don't ever live with you. You have more time on your hands because he don't live there ever. Okay, he probably won't ever live with you ever, ever, ever. And my thing is, we've seen more lovingness and caringness between Paul and Tanya than we've ever seen you with you and your husband. So my thing is, you need to quit throwing quit throwing daggers and shade at Tanya and her fiance, because sometimes the title of the person don't mean shit. Because you have a husband who dogs you on camera, who makes you look stupid on camera. Paul ain't never, not ever made Tanya look foolish, ever. So please stop acting like your husband makes you better than Tanya. Because truth be told, Tanya and Paul may never ever get married. Because let's not forget, Oprah and Stedman never got married, but they still a loving couple. You married a man who don't like you and likes to prove it daily. Okay, so girl, get out my face with that bullshit. Kenya gets on my goddamn nerves, girl. Your husband don't live there. So we do see everybody's there. They having fun. They playing games. They play stuff that juice out the bottle. They play pimentel on the belly. They play make a wedding dress out of tissue. A fun time was had by all. No one got cut. No one got cussed out. It was cool, okay? And then at the end of the shower, we see that Candy pulls Tanya and Kenya to the side to have a little bit of a chit chat, because we know that Mark wants everyone to put their issues with his wife to the side for the goodness of this event for these young black men. I like that, but your wife needs to go on an apologizing spree before anyone wants to do anything with her, okay? And so Ken, like, Mark wants everyone to kind of put the things aside, for this event. So I'm hoping that you guys can put the see you next Tuesday on the back burner, and then everyone can kind of coexist, because Tanky, he doesn't really want you and Paul at his event. And then Kenny goes, yeah, me and my husband, we on the same page or whatever. We had to get on the same page and stuff. But, yeah, he wants us all to be there. And Sandy was like, oh, that's great. I run it by Paul, but I doubt that will come, okay? Mainly because of the things you did, and now you brought that lady with those frivolous accusations to, really? Yes, okay? And they were directed at Paul. So I don't think will come. What Kenya failed to realize is, Tanya tried to shade Kenya about her wig. She tried to shade Kenya. Her shadings was directed at Kenya. Kenya then went after Tanya's husband or fiance. That's Paul. Point. Whatever. My thing is, Tanya has every right to feel like you didn't even come after me for something that I did or about me. You went after my husband and accused him of cheating. Like, that's you. So what you did offended him more than me. So why would he come and support you and your husband? Checkmate. And Kenya then brings up how she doesn't get why Tanya is still upset, okay? Why are you still mad, Tanya? Why are you still mad? Kenya then said, because I apologized already. So we do see footage that happened 2 weeks ago, a little flashback footage of Kenya apologizing to Tanya, but only for calling her see you next Tuesday. It doesn't show her apologizing for what she did. Kenya, like, I just don't think, the issue or the argument between me and Tanya has anything to do with Paul and Mark. And Tanya said, well, no, it has everything to do with Paul because it was directed at Paul. So let's make that clear, okay? Clear. And she brings up, like, I don't get how Kenya wants me to put my fiance to put his good reputation online, something that Kenya tried to get a little bit dirty, to, put his name online or whatever, in support of Mark with a charity in Atlanta, and Mark don't even live here. I'm like, that's true. That's very, very, very true. So yes, why would he put a name online after what that man's wife did? And she brings like Kenya thought about that before she came with them cookies. I say, girl, let her know that. And then Kenya then said, I can't believe, like, why would Tanya want to keep Paul from a positive event? That shows what kind of person, she is. No, Kenya, it shows that you need to watch what you do when you say, because things that you do and that you say will hurt your spouse. Okay, we then see Cynthia and Kenya have a conversation. Kenya comes over. I don't know why Cynthia wants to talk to Kenya about anything relationship-wise, but I digress, they friends. So, Cynthia's bringing up how her and Mike wants to do counseling before they get married because they have issues, trying to communicate the right way when they're upset and having these arguments. I hope my fan ain't too loud, but it is hot. It is like 50 degrees outside, so it's hot in my apartment and my window's closed because I'm recording. So if the fan is too loud, I'm sure I'm louder. Okay, but anyway. But yeah, she wants to discuss how her and Mike just be having these issues with their communication, and they're going to go to counseling because, just these triggers and what we've done before, and we want to be sure that we're good once we get married, Kenya then said, well, I understand because me and Mark have the same issues, you know what I'm saying? For us, it's weird because Mark has two sides. Mark is either, it's a knockdown, drag out argument, or he's quiet and recluse and aloof and don't want to even address what's going on. He's quiet and he's withdrawn, is what she said. She brings up how it's hard for her because she feels like she don't know her husband. She's still figuring out his triggers. She doesn't know why he's upset half the time. I'm like, you probably be saying some dumb stuff. Her and Mark just need to get divorced. Let's leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? She just like, I just wish, she said, so now the way they handle it is they just avoid any issues. They just will avoid it all. I'm like, that's just stupid or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So she tells Cynthia, so before you and Mike get married, make sure that you know who he is. Pay attention now because who he really is will come out around this time. Girl, okay, I get it. Well, that's true. It's true, but I feel like Kenya is giving advice based on her and Mike's situation. Girl, her and Mark's situation. Not necessarily, Cynthia and Mike. I think Kenya's the wrong person to talk to because she's already in a bad situation. So she's just more leery than other people will be. I think Mike has a history of cheating, which isn't good. That's not a good thing, but that doesn't mean that people can't change once they grow up and they're older and wiser in their ways. We have to see about that. She also brings up how from Mark, it's hard for him to admit when he's wrong. The whole 3 years they've been together, he's only apologized to her once. Okay, one time. So it's Kenya is describing Mark. I feel like Cynthia felt like, well, Mike is a good man. Like, I mean, he has his flaws. He is imperfect, but for the most part, he's a good man. Kenya then said, well, does a good man cheat on you? Or well, does he cheat multiple times? And I don't mean to like just say you or make it on Mike specifically, but let's say like, well, does a good man cheat? Does a good man lie? Does a good man hurt you and all these things? It's like, no. But I think the reason that Mark isn't a good man to Kenya is because him and Kenya shouldn't be together. Period. Period. I think, again, Kenya is basing all her stuff on things that she's going through with her piece of shit husband, okay? And they just need to go ahead and separate just entirely. She brings up how she has never lied to Mark, but she feel like he had lied to her. And I'm like, excuse me, so if you know this man isn't a good man, and you're advising Cynthia to not continue with Mark, to not continue with Mike, if she can see he's not a good person, why are you still in this marriage with this man who is lying to you and not treating you well? Like, why stay? She brings up how, I'm saying, I don't want to be single. I'm saying, I want this fairy tale and I do want to make it work, but I don't know if my husband wants that too. And that's the issue I have with certain people, how people be so just content with saying I'm married and I'm not single, that you sitting there miserable. Bitch, I'm happy and single. Not lonely and single. I'm happy and single, okay? You want to not be divorced and you don't want to be single. You look stupid. You're in a relationship and you look dumb. We then see Nene at home packing for the Greece trip, as she's saying. She gets a phone call from Wendy Williams. Or maybe she called Wendy. I don't remember. They're supposed to be friends. Girl, okay. Anyway, she tells me how I don't feel like going to Greece. I don't feel like beefing with nobody. Kenya keep treating me like shit, and I don't know why she treat me that way or whatever, because Kenya has always been petty. She's always caused drama. She's done so much wrong to everyone, and I just don't know what to do. I'm like, Wendy, if you don't tell Nene to shut the fuck up, talk about herself, the fact that Nene likes to sit and talk about Kenya as if they're not the same person, as if everything that she just said about Kenya could not be solely said about her, irks all my nerves, but I don't care. She brings up how, and on this trip, if she messes with me, I know I'm going to say something or whatever. Wendy then say, Nene, you've been a great friend to me, and I like Kenya as well, okay? You need to just let Kenya, bear herself if she does something, because a person's true colors always show. I'm like, oh my God, kettle meat, pot meat, microwave meat, oven. It's like refrigerator, meat, cooler. I don't know. It's like, it's all the same shit. It's stuff that, it's, y'all all the same people. I just don't even get how it's even going. Girl, it's just a dumb conversation, because Nene is complaining about a person who is herself. It's dumb. She then goes on to bring up how, Portia and Dennis is working things out, and, Kenny and Todd not fighting or whatever. They excited about their baby. I'm like, oh, so we see how Wendy be getting some of her tea. She gets it from Nene, okay? And when Wendy then say to her, well, have a good time and relax your face that you pay surgery money for. Girl, I ain't had no work done on my face. I said, lies you tell, girl, look. The fact that Nene tries to make it seem as if she's had nothing done to her face, knowing the internet can show these photos, to me this shows how stupid Nene really is. Nene, we don't mean that you've had your complete face redone. I mean, your eyeballs are the same, but everything else is different. You've definitely had work done to your face. You may not have had a facelift, but you've had your teeth done. I think you've had your lips done a little bit. Look, you've had work done to your face. Period. We know that nose has been done a few times, okay? So please stop lying to America. Your whole face is different, okay? So, with the day of the event, we see Kenya and Marcus at home. Marcus played with the baby, and Kenya, I guess, just came home as a stylist. She was getting herself in Mark's clothes, and she's all tired and out of breath as she's showing him what she picked for him to wear to hopefully match what she's wearing. And he don't seem to really like it all that much or whatever. But she brings up how, she got him things to match what she's wearing. He like, well, why we got to match? She's like, well, she then says, well, because it's an event that we're throwing together, so, husband and wife couple, they usually, their outfits usually coordinate. He like, well, I don't really care about our outfits coordinating. I just want to focus on the event itself. I mean, Marcus being the typical asshole. Kenya's being the typical, I'm going to be quiet because he's my husband. And I'm like, that's what it is right now. He then brings up how he kind of changed the seating arrangements at the event. And she's like, well, why would you do that? The table sit 8. And I had people sitting together based on the dynamics of the groups. Meaning the cast who she has sitting in certain places, he has now mingled them into other people of the event. So they're not all just sitting together chit-chat. I'm looking like, that ain't how it go, Mark. I mean, I do think that should have been a conversation with Kenya, just based on them shooting the show. You know what I'm saying? But I digress or whatever. But because, like, well, I just want them to be chilling or whatever. Okay. But then he should have. I'm like, Kenya, it don't matter how you feel about it if you can't tell him. You know what I'm saying? Stop being a pussy. You see how he is, and you just placate to it. Like, you don't even stand up for yourself in the situation. So Mark is going to continue to do what you allow him to do. Period. So we see everyone get into the event. Okay, we see Mike and Cynthia get there first. They're like, oh, where's Mark and Kenya? Oh, they'll be here soon. So we then see Mark come without Kenya, because Kenya is at home still getting dressed. Let me move this microphone up a little bit closer because I know the fan is loud. So when Mark gets there, whatever, we see like he doesn't even go directly over to talk to Mike and Cindy. He kind of just walks around and like speaks to other people. That was weird if you ask me or whatever, but whatever. He goes over eventually and says, oh, hey, man, how you doing? Let's chit chat, okay? We then see Portia. Then let's get there and they come with Tanya. Now, Tanya said, I didn't bring Paul, okay? I didn't even have a second conversation with Paul at all. I came myself to support the event, but I don't have time to have Kenya around my man, okay? Meaning, Paul don't want to be around Kenya. I'm not going to bother him to do that, okay? So I'm just here to show my face and to be, a part of the support of the group for Mark. Not Kenya. Mark, okay? Right. I do think Mark and Kenya both look nice. I do like how their outfits coincide with each other. It's really, really cool. And that's what she picked out, so it's cool. So they go in and they walking and talking to people or whatever. Hi, I'm Mrs. Daly. Hi, I am Mrs. Daly. I feel like this your husband's event. Why won't he say this is my wife, Kenya? I just feel like most of the time men introduce their husbands at their events as, hey, this is Mrs. So-and-so. This is my wife, Kenya, Mrs. Daly. But she kept introducing herself. You wanna know why? Because Mark don't like her. Anyway, we don't care that much. She brings up how she likes being, she likes being Mrs. Daly. She really loves that. Especially when she's been appreciated. Which is never, okay? So we see Kenya walking around, with the seating chart thing. Because when Tanya and Portia and others came in at the door, they realized, oh, we not see this together. But at the table, Portia realized Shamia and her husband isn't coming, so Tanya gonna switch seats and sit there. So Kenya then walk around, oh no, you can't sit there. Oh no, you can't sit there. Oh no, you can't sit there. And she tells Tanya, well, you can't sit there because we have somebody else taking the places of Tanya, of Shamia and that man. You can sit over there. I'm looking like, So we then see Marlo comes and she brought her 2 nephews. It was oh so cute. I got a picture there too. What I'm saying? Marlo looked great. Her outfit was really, really nice. She had her nephews dressed really, really nice and everything. And again, the event is supposed to be to help young men, have mentorship and, be able to talk to people. And so Marlo said how, I can't teach my nephews how to be men. So this is the perfect event for them to see other black men, give advice and speak about their story, and to speak about overcoming obstacles and just things that you should want young black men to see. So it was smart for her to bring the boys, okay? So she looking for her seats, and she don't know where they seated. So she went up front where she saw most of the other cast sitting, and when she went to sit down, King said, "No, that's not your seat. You seated over there." So Marlo then realized, oh, she has been seated at some table that's not even with the rest of the cast. Like, I'm at a table, I kind of by myself. And she said, "Not today. Not my goddamn money." Okay. And so she's trying, I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing this. And they're like, "Why are we leaving, Auntie? What's going on?" And at first I'm like, you shouldn't leave. The event is more about where you sitting. At least you there for the event. But I get when she said to her nephews, don't you ever let someone treat you as if you second best. Okay, don't let them treat you like you lower than them. And she felt like, because it was Kenya, and I completely get it. She felt like, oh, Kenya put me at a different table to make me feel separate than the other ladies, and I'm not gonna let my nephews feel like they are separate from anybody else on the show. I'm not having that. So I got the reason she left, even though I wish she didn't let that be the issue. But we then seen how it was Eva, Portia, and Cynthia went to go get her because they realized why she was upset. It's like, no. It's a seat right by Eva. You close to Eva, it'll be fine. So she comes in, she sits down. I'm like, It was a lot. Okay. We then see Mark does his little speech and thanks people for coming and supporting and this and that. And he doesn't mention his wife at all. Okay. He did not mention Kenya. Not one time. Nothing. And simply, like, I'm just upset that he gave a whole speech and didn't mention his wife. He didn't even acknowledge Kenya. And that's kind of crazy. And Kenya also said, I can't believe, this is nothing. All I've done, just nothing. I can't believe that he just did not acknowledge me. I say, well, that shows how he feels, okay? But then Kenya, Kenya, Kenya felt like Marlo trying to leave, or Marlo not being fully happy with where she was supposed to be seated, was her being messy, it was her being classless, it was her being rude, and all these things. Why would you come to my event? It's about this or that or whatever. You lucky that you were invited. You should be happy. You should be happy that you was even invited. You know what I'm saying? You didn't pay for no seat and then brought two extra people. She brought 2 young boys who she's taking care of. The point of the event was for that. I say, ooh, Kenya, they gonna bite you in the ass for this one. But Kenya is upset that Marlo was upset. And on our end, it didn't seem like Marlo made a big deal. It seemed like she came in toward the front and then she went out and she left. I don't know what they cut out, but I digress. Anyway, so Cynthia feel like Kenya is her upsetness with Marlo is really towards Mark, that she can't express. So she gonna put it all on Marlo, because Kenya was literally she went to Cynthia and said something, she went to Candy and she was just saying, I can't believe that, thinking on my nerve, I can't, and Kenya's upset. Mark talks to Marlo and says he was happy that she brought the boys and all that or whatever, and I'm like, well, that's great. So he was happy about it. He then goes over to Kenya and say, oh yeah, Marlo brought her 2 nephews. She's like, she sure did. He said, I like that, I was happy she did that. And then Kenya was quiet at the church mouse. Okay, she had nothing else to say about that. So we then see how Marcus asked, by the other co-hosts, how he likes being married, and we're hearing the audio from their mic. We're hearing the audio. He's like, oh, I hate it. Everyone knows I hate it. I think Mark wasn't thinking that he was mic'd. I think he assumed if the cameras aren't on him, they gonna hear him. Because I'm like, girl. Oh, okay, we then hear him and Kenya again through the mics a little bit. How he's like, have your security stop hovering over you. It's just weird. It's obnoxious because Kenya has this tall security guy following her everywhere she go. He right behind her, and I'm like, Beyonce do that, but she Beyonce. I think if you Kenya Moore and you at an event with your husband in the cast, I don't think you need security. So she doesn't. Can you go and just say thank you to the ladies? And so he goes to the cast. Oh, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it or whatever. I appreciate y'all husbands as well. We do see Kenya go and thank, Eva's husband and Nene's husband. And she's thanking all the guys who got up and spoke or whatever. So, that was going on. We then see Kenya Kenya mentioned how, seeing all the other couples and they're just here and they're just happy. You know what I'm saying? They're just so happy. It's just kind of crazy for me I miss how happy me and Mark used to be. It's hurtful that we are not in that place anymore. And we see she's like crying out because we're not happy anymore. We have never seen Mark and Kenya happy, like ever. Like it was us not seeing them at all, and then seeing them in photos just looking stoic to seeing them on the show fussing. So, but it's just been awkward. Who cares? Anyway, we then hear audio. We hear the audio of Mark, and he's like talking to production, and you can tell he's tired of being filmed. He's over being filmed, and he's saying in the audio like, "I'm just tired of being filmed. Like they can't film all the time. Like they can't keep filming." You know what I'm saying? You got 5 minutes to stop filming, or it's gonna get ugly. You know what I'm saying? End it. So we know from the beginning that Mark has never wanted to be on the cast. He never wanted to be filmed. I feel like that was his thing. Like, I don't think people realize how long of a day it is when you're shooting a show, and how it's not as like if you have a regular event, it's an event. When you're shooting a show, they have to it takes more time or whatever. So it seemed he was just aggravated with that, and probably with Kenya as well. You know what I'm saying? And then he also says how you will never see me again after this event. And then the following day they announced their divorce. I mean, Kenya has sat here and been mean and rude to people and talked about people's relationships. The fact that hers is crumbling before our very eyes, it is karma. That doesn't mean it's fair, but it's karma. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean, I'm happy about that, but it's karma. Sometimes you reap what you sow. And Kenya has consistently came for people in their relationships, and now this is going to be the one thing that everybody will come at her about. So I mean, hey, it is what it is. And that was the whole episode. Thanks for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. Peace.